possibly the students coming over for parties, right across the street from you, especially the students who are underage. So maybe we can discuss that if you guys have any ideas to throw out there, and we can resolve that issue.
I know you're not purposely trying to have kids underage at your house, but maybe you could just monitor that more. Mark and I talked about in the caucus that I've documented it with the college about possibly young students coming into the place. I decided that it was the best thing to call the police and document it. Have they contacted you anyway?
They stopped by, but they just told me to turn the volume down. They didn't come in for a check or anything.
Okay. I'd be happy to talk to them about how careful you are with it. If you could start monitoring.
Mm-hmm. And what you told me in caucus, I think, is really important. Are the reasons behind why you don't want those younger students here, and if you, it kind of puts your job in jeopardy.
Right.
So I don't know if you understood that, but that's really his perspective. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it really does maybe hurt his reputation and put his job in jeopardy.
Definitely.
At this college. So I know you can monitor it, but is there a way? Is there any definable way to maybe decrease the number of students who are underage or anything like that?
It's a little weird to do ID checks at the door and be a bouncer. I guess just have trust in my friends, bring it up to them like, hey, no underage checks in my house. I feel like approaching them in this way.
Just chicks? Underage, like just underage women? You're going to allow underage men? Underage people in general?
I was using that as like an analogy type thing.
Oh, okay.
I'd just say anyone underage. Thank you for throwing me off course.
Sorry. I just wanted to clarify.
I'll talk to my friends and make sure that the people they bring over are of age.
And also, I just think it's important. I know you documented in this, and I don't know if you told Tom at all or anything, but let's say I know you're not. Hopefully, we work it out so we don't have loud parties and have the police called. But maybe when you look at the age issue, if you do have underage people there, and the police are called and that's found out, you have those valuable plants there, and you have this house that really works for you in your job. You could be risking it all with having underage people at your job. Tom could kick you out, or you could even be in trouble with the law. So I think that's an important thing to think about when you do have these parties.
Okay.
And is there any issue if Jordan does keep the noise down and he does monitor the age issue? Do you have an issue with the frequency of the parties on the weekends or anything like that?
If he could, keep it to himself, then it's he's renting his house.
Okay.
Like I said, I documented the information for the school and for Tom, but if you could abide by, these agreements, then I would completely keep it private. It's his. He's rented the lease and everything. It's his.
Awesome. So it sounds like we kind of have that work out too. Mm-hmm. So the last issue we need to pound out is just the privacy, the invasion of privacy, which you had admitted to. Mm-hmm. So if you guys can maybe discuss that, throw any ideas out there.
Yeah. I think you mentioned earlier, I just want you to stop peeking into the windows. An apology, I think, should be in place. I just want to have a good time. I understand the situation that you're in with your wife, so volume is okay there. But me, I just feel like having an old guy walk around my house is a little bit creepy to me, when he could just walk right up to the door and ask me if he needs something.
Right. I would ask you, but with the communication problem, it's just been getting at me, so I try to take matters in my own hands, and maybe I did go a little bit too far. I was not trying to peep on you or anything. It was strictly for the plant reasons. Like we discussed, I've only seen, you know, red solo cups and pizza boxes. Nothing out of the ordinary. And now that I know what the plants are, it takes a weight off my chest. And you know, an apology is what you want, and I apologize for, you know, looking through your windows.
Thank you.
And then, so you apologize, but also, is there some sort of a promise or agreement that you want to tell Jordan that you won't do any of these actions again or anything like that?
Yeah. It is your lease. It's your rent. It's none of my business, and you would not be seeing me around your yard, except for your argument. That's it.
Awesome.
No pictures.
Thank you.
So going back,
Two selfies with you. You know.
Heard that.
going back to your list, let's just review. I think we found out every topic, so we'll go through this and the resolutions, or the resolution for each topic, and then also if you guys want to add anything,
Sure.
we can write that down, and then we'll draft an agreement between the two and have all of us sign it and go from there. All right, guys.
Sure.
So the first one thing we listed was the property issues, the lawn, the broken planter, and the leaves. So you guys had talked about maybe working together 1 to 2 times a month, and is that realistic to you guys? I know you both have demanding schedules and a family. Would that be realistic to work together on, let's say, on a Friday, once or twice a month? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. And then, and you said you would pick up the slack, and along with mowing the lawn, you would also pick up the leaves and anything else that has to do with the garden.
That's anything that makes him happy.
Great. And the communication we talked about, you're mostly going to call and leave a voicemail, and if you don't answer, you listen, definitely listen, and text back as quick as you can. And although it's not the most efficient, that's the way it's got to be done, and,
Right.
and I really feel that's going to be an important product in making you guys have a successful relationship over the next year. And then the weekends and the lifestyle, you said that you're going to attempt to keep the noise down, and you're going to learn, your wife or whoever, one of your students is going to teach you how to become better at texting, and rather than roll out of bed or make a call and turn on the lights and wake up your pregnant wife, you're going to be able to just shoot a text over, and hopefully that noise will be resolved if it does get too loud. And also, so I guess, and then the privacy, you had apologized and said that it won't happen again, and you're really going to respect the property owner. So I guess in drafting agreement, we kind of have to look at are all these realistic, which as you both have confirmed, you think they are, but also are there any ramifications or anything to hold you guys accountable to what you agreed to?
Can you further define?
So if, let's say that you don't keep up with the property, you don't pick up the leaves, is there some sort of thing that you could do that that binds you to doing that, so you don't have any further repercussions for not holding yourself accountable to that agreement?
With this signed documentation, does that have any? Does that come with any burden to make this mandatory almost?
It'll hold you guys accountable, and I can also file it with the courts, or we can forward at the time, whatever you guys decide, and that could hold you guys accountable by law or hold you guys accountable together.
Right. If we could maybe keep it out of the court and maybe go through Tom. Everything you're doing is legal, and maybe if we put it through Tom, then he can hold you more guaranteed accountable for it. Further repercussion if nothing gets done. If
So-
that's okay.
So for what I'm understanding, almost everything here, regardless, disregarding communication, if we forward a copy of the agreement to Tom, if you don't hold up your end of the bargain, or you don't hold up your end of the bargain, you guys can both communicate through Tom and maybe see what he has to say, and maybe discuss that with his new tenant. Correct?
Yeah, I'd like that. Me being in front of Tom and him being the rentee from him.
Okay, so if you have a problem with the way you take care of the property, or any of the late night parties, or or if you have a problem with the privacy, you guys can kind of use Tom as an avenue to resolve the issue outside of the law and really keep people out of trouble or any unwanted inconvenience.
If we can, maybe even, I wouldn't want Tom to, think any less than you with the broken planter box. We'll just say any necessary repairs.
Okay, any necessary repairs. Awesome. So, all right. I really want this to be. Are there any other issues you guys want to discuss?
I'd say we touched on everything.
Oh, that's great. So, we're wrapping up here, and I really want this to be this signed agreement to be a product of you guys and your desires and your needs. So, I'm gonna write, but I really want this to be in your guys' words.
Okay.
So, we always start out. I, Eric Knaperick, I'm very sorry.
Was that an old client?
Yeah, that was an old client. That was my last mediation that I conducted.
Casey Jones.
I, Casey Jones, and I, Jordan. I'm sorry. I was writing pretty fast.
Nelson.
I forgot. Nelson, sorry.
Jordy for short.
Agree. I'll just write the first sentence for you guys,
Sure.
and then we'll move on there and go through the topics. Agree to comply with the following contingencies. Sorry, you guys are my third mediation today, and my last though. So, my third contingencies in an effort to create and maintain a peaceful neighborhood atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, just moving down the list, if you guys just want to throw out the wording for what was the first one? The property issues?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the property and the lawn issues?
Maintenance.
And lawn maintenance? I'll write it down. So go ahead.
Property and lawn maintenance repairs.
Yep.
Keeping the noise to a minimum. Pardon my wording. Reduce.
The noise. Well, the noise of the lawnmower. Or
the radio at the parties.
we'll discuss that in the lifestyle section.
Are we gonna do specifics?
We'll just go. Yeah, we'll just go over the lawn maintenance and property. Just so we like we discussed the work together on a specific day once a month.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Property, lawn maintenance and repairs.
Work together once monthly.
Is there any specific day, or we'll discuss that
Yeah, we'll discuss that at a further date.
As long as there's guaranteed dates, is fine.
once monthly?
Agreed days.
Agreed days. An agreed date.
Yeah, on an agreed date.
Impending lawn issues.
Correct.
Okay. And also, the only thing is you picking up the slack, like you said, for the other identified problems. So,
Yeah.
would you like to put anything down for that?
We'll make any necessary repairs to damaged lawn/garden.
And one of the issues was the time of the repairs. After it had been broken.
In a quick manner.
Is that okay with you if we say quick manner? That's hard to define. If it's for you, might be
Within a week.
Within 1 week.
Yeah,
okay.
that's fine.
And that's okay with you?
Yeah, thank you for clearing that up.
Yep. And just the last issue would probably be the leaves.
Is there a race in the house?
I will rake all leaves.
With
Within not a
That's-
leaf blower. I don't want it to get too busy.
Yeah.
And that would be, after we sign this agreement, what would be a adequate time that you finish that project? Within,
I say within
does that work with your work schedule?
or as nice, you know. Yeah, that's fine.
So, and, okay, so would that be great for you guys on the
Mhm.
property
Oh, yeah.
and lawn maintenance?
Yes.
And then also, so communication, this one should be rather easy. If either of you want to take a stab at this one, I'll write it down for you.
We both agreed to communicate by any means necessary, whether it be texting or answering voicemails or calls.